Problem 2, we want to graph this inequality where y is less than or equal to x minus 1. We'll just graph, we got to make a line, and then basically we're going to decide which side of that line we're on because it's an inequality, it's less than. So I'm just going to graph the line y equals x minus 1. If you remember, y equals mx plus b is what you learned in 8th grade. This being your y-intercept, so our y-intercept is going to be -1, so I'll put a point at -1. And in front of the x will be your slope. Well, what's really there is a 1. So we're going to go up 1 to the right 1 because the positive slope goes up. So here's how this guy goes. We have points all right here. Now, the next question we have to ask ourselves is, are the points on this line included? Because it says or equal to, the answer is yes. The points on this line are included. So instead of a dash line, I'm simply going to make it a solid line because every point on there is a solution. Now what we want to do is we want to graph which ones, whether we're on this side or this side. Is the point x being 1, y being 2 a solution? Or is it going to be more of 3, x being 3, and y being -2 being a solution? Well, all we have to do, since it was a less than, and we have this in slope-intercept form, less than is going to be shading, what do you think, the underneath side or above? Less than. It's less than. It's underneath it. So every point underneath here is a solution. Now sometimes they say, oh, pick a point and see if it works. And usually they have you pick 0, 0. If I plug 0, 0 in there, 0 is not going to be less than or equal to 0 minus 1. So I know I'd be on the wrong side, meaning I have to be on this side. That's the way some teachers like to do it. Here, if you have it in standard, that's not the way we need to do it if we have it in slope-intercept. If it were in standard form, you might need to check some things and get y by itself, which you're going to have to do anyway before you can get the graph. You're going to have to get it in slope-intercept form because that's what we graph everything off of. Anyway, long story short, if it's less than, you shade underneath. If it's a greater than, you're going to shade above the line. Pay attention. The other thing is, if it is or equal to, it needs to be a solid line. If it hadn't been that, you would be making a dashed line. All right, problem 2.